Okay, what I do is I don't just show you the things that I am successful at, but I show you my mistakes. This has been a year, over a year and a half, and I drove the truck to work the other day, and you can see, if you get up really close, it was bubbling here, and maybe this is better down here. I've got it marked with the blue tape. You can see the bubbling here. Now when something does something like that, obviously it means I didn't get all the rust. This is the only spot on the whole truck that's doing it right now, by the way. So I thought, well, I wanted to see how bad this was, so I opened the door and looked under it. There's no rust there. Everything is fine, no bubbling. But you can see here when I poked it away, the rust obviously came back. I didn't treat it. Either the phosphoric acid treatment wasn't good enough or something, and so it bubbled up and it poked through. What I'll probably do is cut here piece of metal and weld a new piece in, tack it, and then do a little Bondo over it to blend it in, and then I'm going to shoot this part right here. That's it. But this is, you know, not good. Now usually people will let it go, and hey, in 5 years, you know, the paint will still be bubbling and may start to come off, but hey, you didn't do anything, and I like to take care of this shit right away. So anyway, this is my mistake that I've got to fix now. Probably just an oversight, but this was my first time ever doing it, and this is the only little part that I have that's so far in failure. So let's get to it. Okay, so I got this cut out, and got the frame behind it here all grinded down a little bit. It looks like there were some welds here. I don't know, but the substrate looks in pretty good shape. All right, I don't need to do any more welding. Took some rust reformer and shot it all around in here. There was rust here. I'll show you the piece too in a minute. And then I shot rust reformer all up in here. And it took me a good part of the afternoon to make the small piece that I need. And I cut out all the rust. Now, I don't know if it's going to last very long because it's on the tail end of the door. I mean, maybe what you need to do is replace the whole wraparound piece here. But I've got all the rust out of the way, and rust reformed. I still have to do the other end of the door. I can probably tack this thing in here in a little bit, but I just want to show you the piece that I cut out, and here it is. It was in pretty bad shape, and it was in pretty bad shape. It looks like I don't know how I missed this, man. How the heck did I miss this? But there was Bondo in between the rust here, and that never works. I mean, if you look at the back side of this, look how rusty that was. This should have been cut out to begin with, and it wasn't. And because it wasn't, and it certainly wasn't treated, you can tell that it rusted all the way through. So here we go with the tacking in of the new piece, which is probably as far as I'll get today. So this is the second spot that I had bubbling rust, and you can tell what happened here is somebody didn't take care of the rust, and they Bondoed into the hole. But of course that doesn't work. Rust is, to put it simply, like cancer. You've got to cut it all out. So I'm going to cut this in like a long rectangle here, and I may have to wrap this one because, as you can see, because they didn't take care of it, it busted through the other side into the inside of the door. So this is going to take two pieces of metal here. This side isn't as bad, but it does go into the fold, so I'm going to have to see how far into the fold I can go, and I may have to wrap a piece from the outside over around like that, and then lay another piece inside, because the outer skin of the door and the inner skin of the door are a little bit different. And there's two parts to the door, of course. Now they sell a whole outer skin, and they sell an inner bottom skin, because this is the part that rusts out mostly. Or of course you could go to the pick and pull and just get a new door. But for the most part, this door is in pretty good shape. And you know, if you look down at the bottom here, there might be a little bit of imperfection and rust, which I could treat. But the door is not like all rusted out, so I'm gonna go ahead and do what I can to repair and patch it. If I have to in the future, what I'll do is I'll do the whole damn thing, and you know, that'll be that. But for right now, I'm gonna try and cut out the rust, all of it, lay in new metal, weld it, tack it. And I've already got the first piece here, bondoed. That's the first bondoed piece on this end. So here we go. All right, so here's the almost done. I've got a little tape line that sort of developed here. So I sanded it down, and I'm gonna run some cleaner over it, and then I'm just gonna shoot these little lines up. But otherwise, everything is done, at least for now, as far as the rust is concerned. So we'll get that done, and hopefully things will turn out okay. I want to show you the good and the bad. So I always bring up my mistakes, and this right here is where we had a couple of pinholes, and I got the rust treated here, and a little bit of it pulled out, the rust pulled out. I treated it with muriatic, and then I went with phosphoric acid over it. Muriatic is tough because it immediately rusts things back overnight, so you have to neutralize it. I put phosphoric over it and then painted it. This part here turned out good. The paint job turned out good. Now, and there was a line here too, so I had to sand down the line, and then I reshot it. So this turned out okay for someone who hasn't shot a lot of paint. But here's again my mistake. I got a little too carried away right here, and so this will probably be sanded down again, and I'll retouch up this part right here, and a little bit of the line is visible here. So good, bad, gotta redo. I would say that if you're ever interested in doing paint work, then, you know, try practicing. I started, what happened for my sags is, I should probably go back out and show you, I had a bad air pressure setting. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find an example for some of the bad here. I don't know if I can. I think you can kind of see it someplace. There's some, it started to spit a little bit, and I think you can see it here around my sags that I have here on this part of the door, maybe right here. If you don't have your air pressure on your gun set well enough, which I did not, it was too low, the paint will spit. So you don't want to have it too high where massive overspray goes everywhere. So I thought maybe it was my gun and something wrong with my gun. I had a leak or something, so I started practicing. And it's, you know, it's good to practice 6 to 8 inches, and to get it to come out. Now this is a single shot paint, so it's different than some like a base coat, color coat, and then a gloss over that. But you should take your time with this stuff so it doesn't sag, and you should have your air pressure set correctly.